you, sir. Now, without any delay, we start our first technical session of today's conference, and I invite Dr. Ghulam Nabi Sahab and his reporter, Engineer Muhammad Awaz Zafar. Dr. Ghulam Nabi is working as Associate Professor at Center of Excellence in Water Resources Engineering and has been serving the center for 20 years. Please, sir.
Thank you very much. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is the start of first technical session. Our first speaker is Dr. Asghar Irajpoor. He is head of the Civil Engineering Department, Azaad University, Iran. With this, he has already introduced himself. Thank you very much, Dr. Ali. With this, I request Dr. Ali to please share his views for the role of the water resources in sustainable development. So, yes. Dr. Ali, please. I will request Dr. Ali, please finish your talk within 15 minutes. Thank you.
Okay. Do you have my presentation? Do you have my presentation?
No. You can share your presentation by screen share option.
I don't know what's happened. It's not coming.
Excuse me, sir. Please open your presentation now. Click on your PowerPoint presentation.
Can you see the presentation?
Yes, sir.
Can you see just now?
Yeah. No, sir. We are seeing your screen.
Okay. I don't know what's the problem here.
Sir, please open your PowerPoint presentation now. It's fine. Your screen is shared now.
It is shared? Presentation
yes,
is
sir. We
shared?
are seeing.
We are not seeing? You are not seeing?
Seen, sir.
Okay, let's explain so that
No, it's okay.
It is coming? Is it coming?
No, sir. It's display your screen. Please press
Yes,
F5 button.
No, it is visualization. I can see your presentation.
No, it's okay, sir.
It is okay? It's coming?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The role of the water resources in sustainable development. I'm going to have a discussion on that. As you know, the water with reducing sustainable development with the cooperation of your knowledge. I'm going to have a discussion of the role of the water resources in a sustainable development with cooperation of your knowledge. All of us know that without water, life is not possible. Globally, water is a strategical natural resources, and managing it in a changing world require new approaches. According to the many studies, it is estimated that in 2050, almost half of the world's population will face the problem of the permanent or intermittent water shortage, either quantitatively or qualitatively. Groundwater resources are of the great value to society, but excesses and uncontrolled pollution are the potential threats to the conservation of this strategic resource. The very fact that they are located below the surface of the field and all the activities related to their research, monitoring, measurement, management become more complex. Conservation and the management of the water resources is the key to increase the flow is increase the food production and empowerment poverty in all countries interested towards the solution of the water resources problem is target of the every researchers and the scholar why increasing the population and the demand of the new generation in all defined sections of the facilities are the main task of the decision makers to overcome the sustainable development difficulties. According to the current estimate, by the year 2030, world population will rise to 8.7 billion, almost 800 million people in the developing country. Today face the chronic malnutrition, and the 199 million children under the age of 5 suffer from the acute or chronic food deficiencies. 2/3 of the world's population will live in a water-stressed countries by 2025. If current consumption patterns continue, demand for water will increase 55% by 2050 years. Economic losses from the inadequate delivery of the water and the sanitation amount to 1.5% of the gross domestic product of the countries, including in the WHO study on meeting Millennium Development Goals. Some estimates suggest over 80% of the wastewater is discharged. Today, 1 in 3 people live without safe drinking water. By 2050, up to 5.7 people could be living in areas where water is scarce for at least 1 month a year. Climate resilient water supply and the sanitation could save the lives of the more than 360,000 infants every year. If we limit global warming to 1.5 degrees centigrade above the pre-industrial levels, we could cut climate-induced water stress by up to 50%. Extreme weather has caused more than 90% of the major disaster over the last decade. By 2040, global energy demand is projected to increase by over 25%, and the water demand is expected to increase by more than 50%. Okay, we have discussed about the problem of the water in the world. And what is some certain question can be posed about the sustainable development policy with respect to water resources. This question may be, how much the existing water resources have contributed to the sustainable development and the poverty alleviation? How sustainable development and the water resources are related? Are sustainable development and the water resources are mutually reinforcing? Is there potential for the tension between the sustainable development policy and the water resources as they develop into the legal doctrine? You see some of the problem of the water shortage in our country, in Iran. Dams, even here, about the use of the water and the management of the mismanagement actually of the water. You will see that world use of the water per hectare is about 4,500, and in another section you will see in the world and Iran about the crops. We will see that in Iran it double or triple in the sometimes for the use of the water in the for the crops. You see the level of the water in the dams in Iran, lakes, not in Iran. You can see in most of the countries this water tension which is available in the world. You see, this is some of the lakes in Iran, and it is about 30 years ago, and this portion is about nowadays. This also and this also. We have a one tower in Iran. This tower is 435 meters, the highest tower in Iran, and the depth of the well water level in Iran is in the south of Iran is 485, going to 485. Okay, all these things I say that we need a management as care of the sustainable development by water resource engineering. If you see when there is the discussion on the sustainable development, what means by, we have to know what means by the sustainable development. Sustainable development means use of the available sources without jeopardizing of the resources for the future generation. So when for the more concept, you see that ancient people, they are coming from the mountain on the plain, and they are actually use the wheat, and they have make a agriculture without disturbing of the future generation. And they have make some position that this generation, future generation, also have a benefit of their activity. But when the project, water resource project or any project in a country started, then you have by the time you have the impact, and by the completion you have the more impact. In fact, the contribution and the need of the water resources for the sustainable development cannot be denied in all the areas, especially in arid and semi-arid regions. So we are going to introduce some new actually I have worked on many projects in Iran regarding to the effect of this water resource and the sustainable development. The thing which I faced in all of this project is that the objective which was at the first for the project, it is some of the objective up to completion of the project is okay. But after the completion of the project, mismanagement started, and the water resource objective cannot reach to that stage which is necessary for the system. For this, what we have done, a set of the indicators of sustainable development were identified to be employed by developing country. We select these indicators, and we select this indicator, and we testing of this indicator in the study area, and evaluation of this result. And by this evaluation, we make a framework. Actually, this framework I developed by the years. And the source of the indicators is from the national organization. The testing of these indicators shows that conservation of for example, active phenomena and its result on sustainable development. Conservation of the rainfall to the irrigation land use, drastic increase in agriculture production, increase in the economic activity, active phenomena, increase in income, job creation, increase in transportation, ecotourism, water supply system development, increase educational center, flood damage prevention, increase in the irrigation land, availability of the water in the reservoir, industrialization, health center availability, modification in road, multiple agriculture dry during your year crop intensity, availability of the electricity, water treatment, new market water availability, increased groundwater for the recharge. And another thing was the positive effect of the water resources in the area. But if we see that, as I said previously, for example, agricultural product in some of the project, only 47% of primary goals has been fulfilled. For example, area under cultivation, 57% primary goals meets. And for the another portion also, there is no, for example, operation and the maintenance of the irrigation for the development in the dams. There is no provisional management for the water distribution through the network element of the framework which we use for the overcome of this problem which is available. Use of the skill specialists, development of the monitoring plan, use of the advanced technology, geographical information system, implementation of the telemetry system, development of the technical and the social organization, providing of a training courses, accountability office for the monitoring of activity by the organization. It was the elements and the framework actually. Framework, I have paused that portion because of less time. I am going only to give the organization which will be involved of this, the organization, social security office, health management service, transportation service, surface and groundwater user association, social cooperation center. Actually, if you see the framework, you can have a baseline, synthesis, action area, and the outcome. Which in action area, we have one organization as a excuse me. The layer is baseline, synthesis, action area, and outcome, which in the layer we have various. For the baseline, we have suppose that United Nations, international bank, GOs and NGOs, university scholars will be involved. Actually related study, poverty alleviation, sustainable development, constitutional law of the country. And goal of this is to provide a sustainable development concept for the person or the government organization or NGOs for the action towards the poverty alleviation in the present of the development project. Action area, then synthesis, Department of Environment, Social and Engineering Organization, action area, capacity building and the training center, and outcome sustainable project organization will be manage all the deficiency which is available for the management of this project. Organization also I shows because of less sustainable development monitoring by this SPO may provide the following sustainable improvement in the water resource project area: irrigation, water supply and water conflict, water quality, quantity and the flood control, natural resources management, improvement for the inland fisheries, improvement in the range and the livestock management, effective monitoring of the environment issue, control of land property, and another advantage of this SPO or a sustainable project management office. The lessons of this study support similar other studies that the lack of the management in the various organizations are the basis of the less development and the low performance of the many water resources projects. For this matter, we developed this framework for the sustainable development of the water resources. A new institutional framework has been proposed in this study that aims to strengthen management of the water resources project by use of the social and the technical organization. Achievement of the primary objective of the project after many years of their completion is the basic terms of this methodology. The baseline of this framework methodology is to promote the knowledge of the sustainable development that would lead to the poverty alleviation. More than 1/6 of the world's population does not have access to the safe water supplies. The potential conflict for this disparity are frightening. This escalation of the water crisis in the world is due to essentially to the unsustainable use and the management of the water resources and to the destruction of the ecosystems such as forest, wetlands, and the soil that they capture, filter, store, and release water. I have some recommendation. I think the time is going over. The exact international organization with the international action power should manage the world water availability by training course regarding to the importance and the sustainable use of the water should be as one academic subject side of the other subject from school in all countries. Foreign policy of the countries should follow the international rule and the regulation of the main International Water Organization for a sustainable use of water worldwide. For world water safety, academic action and the experience of the experts should take place against the destructive political action. Worldwide survey by the researchers in the water sector should have a green signal to solve the present, and future of the water issue. Following are the more recommendations toward of technical and management, which is basin-wide water knowledge database development, review and upgrade the existing monitoring scheme, implementation of the new water right and the pricing system, measurement of the reduction of the water development ecological survey river for the all rivers of the country, prepare environmental and management plan for the water resources project. At the end, I give for the respect of the Water Day, I give some sentence of the Mr. Guterres. This year's World Water with the theme Valuing Water asked, what does water mean to me? Let's comment to intensifying efforts to truly valuing water so all may have a equitable access to this most precious resource. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Asghar.